34-year-old Brandie Redell was caught shoplifting in Davenport, Iowa. She was at a department store. She stole about, or attempted to steal about, $388 worth of clothing. However, store employees caught her, and she was placed in a small room where she was questioned by authorities, and then this happened. So there she is, obviously getting caught. She's in the small room, and out of nowhere, look at what the cop does. So you see a cop just punching her in her face. It's obviously excessive force. The cop claimed that she had used her teeth to bite his finger, but I mean, he was on the other side of the room, and then he approached her and started attacking her first. So you would assume that maybe she was trying to defend herself. In fact, I know she was trying to defend herself because take a look at the picture after the violent attack.
Oh my God.
So that permanently damaged her right eye. And the crazy part of the story is the officer is still at work. He has not been charged with assault or anything like that. And she had sent an official complaint to the police department, and they said that her complaint was sustained. However, no action has been taken so far. This attack happened in February of this year.
Now, when I read that it was sustained, I thought that's good. They acknowledge it and they realize that she's right. But February, we're in August.
Mm-hmm.
If her report was sustained, you might want to do something about it. And look, this whole idea of she bit my finger. Charlie bit my finger. But wait a minute, dude. You went across, as Anna said, you went across the room. And second of all, I believe that she bit the finger. I think she pretty much admits that, right? Mm-hmm. What would you do if you were getting your ass kicked like that? I mean, you'd want to try to stop them in some way. I don't know. Didn't turn out to be a good strategy.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to sit there and allow a police officer to punch you in the face repeatedly? I mean, I don't know how I would react in that given moment, but I would assume that I would have an instinct to protect myself, and I would do something to get him off of me.
And the absurdity is that he says that she bit my finger as either, well, if you do that to a cop, of course we're going to use excessive force on you and beat the living crap out of you and crack your eye open, right? Jeez. Or he's saying like, what could I do? I had to defend myself. Come on, dude. We've got the video.
There are two officers on her. Now, one of the officers is like, it appears that he's holding her down. He's not throwing punches. But the officer that was throwing punches was Scott Crow. And, the press went to a prosecutor in Iowa and asked whether or not, there's a case here. And the prosecutor, Michael Walton, said the following: "I don't think the video disputes Crow's claim that he hit Redell because she bit him. No. He didn't hit her because she bit him. He's the one who initiated the violent altercation, and she reacted to it."
It reminds me of Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin. Zimmerman saying, what could I do? Well, you could have not run across, and try to get Trayvon Martin. And in this video, the cop, look, let's say she says something and you're going to arrest her. The way he bum rushed her did not give you a sense of like, hey, everybody be calm. I'm going to have to arrest you now, etc. He came in ready, it looked like, for an assault. I mean, I don't think she had time to bite her finger until he got a couple of punches in. It's hard to tell that part of it from the video, exactly when the so-called biting happens, but he clearly bum rushed her.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're supposed to use force if you're in some sort of danger. She was just sitting there. So let's say, worst case scenario, she was saying something really, really offensive to you. That still doesn't give you the right to attack her like that. Now, the incredible part of this story is that even though the officer isn't facing any consequences for it at the moment, so he might, you never know, Redell was actually charged with 2 misdemeanors: assault causing injury to a peace officer and shoplifting. So the shoplifting charge is totally okay, but really assault causing injury to a peace officer, what about the injury that was caused to her? And she, of course, pled guilty to shoplifting, and the assault charge was dropped.
The cop said that he initially went over there because that, quote, her hands were clenched and she appeared, quote, willing to fight.
That's all it takes. That's all. First of all, I don't believe that for a second, but really, your hands were clenched?
I'm sorry, I gotta go back to the video one last time, okay? Now let's see if this woman appears willing to fight here. Oh yeah, you see how she cowers in the beginning? She looked like she was really ready and willing to fight. Can you believe he used that excuse? And that goes to show you what a crock of shit his defense is. The problem with the cops, some cops, not all cops, obviously not most cops, we hope, right, is that they think if you insult them, that that's good enough reason to come either A, arrest you. That is not a cause for arrest, insulting a cop, okay? Causing offense to me or hurting my ego is not a part of the penal code, right? And it's certainly not something that you're supposed to kick someone's ass over, right? In fact, you're supposed to stop that because you're a cop. If someone gets into a fight because they were offended and is punching someone in the face, you're the one that's supposed to stop them, not initiate it. So, and unfortunately, and the good part is that video cameras are beginning to change this. Obviously, they haven't all caught on yet, right? But in the old days, the idea was, we're above the law. We are the law. So you insult me, and I'm going to do some damage to your face.
Yeah.
And they haven't gotten out of that old mentality yet, as evidenced by this tape.